Good morning, everybody. It is 9 o'clock, and as I was getting low in my bun recipe, I decided, okay, this morning we're doing it right away. We're going to get you that recipe. Now, I make it two ways. These ones are without cinnamons and raisins. I quite often what I do is I cut them in half like I did this morning. Here's a half of one. And I'll toast it. They toast wonderfully. I'll toast it and then I'll put cinnamon on it and have it with my eggs and yogurt in the morning. And banana and blueberry. I have a little concoction I make. A small dish with a sliced banana, yogurt, and a quarter cup of blueberries and a toasted muffin. I enjoy it so much. 2 boiled eggs, that's my breakfast. Very tender, very delicious. And I've been using this over time now since I lost my weight, and about a year ago, over a year now. So I want to share this with you. And then sometimes when I want to treat, because I quit eating sugar, unless it's coming naturally from fruit or things that sugar is in naturally, I quit eating sugar. And once I did put 2 tablespoons of sugar, coconut sugar in a batch, but really I think it's just as nice even when I do the cinnamon, raisin, and ginger one. They don't need it. It's still delicious and a nice treat. So I quit using sugar because so much research was saying cancer fed on sugar. I had this little tumor in my ear close to my brain. The surgeon specialist said, it's one of 7 things. You know, we operate, we go in there, you wear a turban for a few days, everything's fine. But sometimes it's close to the brain and there's injuries, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to quit eating sugar. I changed my diet, I eat healthy. I'm glad I did. I was puffing, going for walks. I was carrying 35 pounds more than I am now around every day. It was hard on everything, and I'm not getting into it any more than that. So that was one reason. And the other reason is since 1996, I was told I had the highest lupus test in the interior of BC. And it told me terrible things I'm not going into. So I went gluten-free, and I have been gluten-free since then. I do not cheat, ever. I stay gluten-free no matter what, because for me, I found out it's worth it, because along with that comes irritable bowel, all kinds of things. Now, sometimes irritable bowel is more constipated, and sometimes it's more the other way. I was the worst the other way. I'm not talking about that anymore either. So, let's get into this recipe, because these buns are like a magic pill. And I always said, if I find something that really works for me, I'm gladly share it. I don't want nothing. I just want everybody to be healthy and happy. So let's get at it. Okay, it's quick. It's easy. So the first thing I do is my beautiful little mixer I got at the thrift store for $20. It's awesome. Fits under my counter. And so the first thing we're going to do is put the liquids in here. So the liquids are 4 eggs. I have nice farm fresh eggs. They're local. I just get them a short drive from here. They're Crimson Maple Farm, and they're a free range. So we're going to use 4 eggs. and 1. And I have the compost right here. 1. Nice eggs. I have 2 eggs almost every morning. Mondays, because it's Mom's shower day, well, it's so busy, I do porridge for us both because it makes it quicker. Look at a green egg. When we first moved to Salmon Arm, oh my goodness, a long time ago, Rosemary is going to be 56 and she was 10. And she ran down to the neighbor, and old Henry, I loved him. He was 82, but he had Eric-on hands, and they have green eggs. And of course, Rosemary always used to hear green eggs and ham, Dr. Seuss, or I think it was. So she was all excited to. So here's a green egg. Looks the same inside. So we have in here 4 eggs. And I will also put this recipe down below, plus my email in case you can't print it from the site, okay? So we want 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. I think I put mine, oh yeah, there they are. 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. And I keep my olive oil here in this jar because it's narrow and it slides into a corner easy. So 1/4 cup of olive oil. And I always use my thumb and I go around like that so that I get every last bit. And I'm just going to rinse this off because I'm going to use this 1/4 measuring cup again. And I want it nice and dry and clean, of course. So, there. I'm making it exactly what I do in the mornings. Jack's down working on a project. Wait till we show you this one. Oh dear. Anyway, enough that. We don't want to make any mistakes. So, 1/4 cup of olive oil is in there. Now, I use, this is Siggis 19 grams protein yogurt. Now this is natural yogurt. Do not use sweetened. This is no high fructose syrup, no aspartame, no sucralose, no stevia, no gelatin, no artificial flavors, and no preservatives. This is natural. It's skim milk active bacteria cultures. Now, I had read somewhere, and when I added this, it's a magic ingredient. Doesn't have to be this brand, but you don't want anything but your yogurt, like a Greek yogurt that's natural with the natural bacteria in it, because it makes it have a nice kind of, I was reading you can almost get a sourdough type bread, but better than sourdough type bread. So we want to put 1 cup of yogurt. So where did I put that? Oh, there it is. I'm not used. I always, you know what? I usually don't talk so much, but when I get on, you know, when I get things that I really like yogurt and flowers and orchids, then yeah, I can get carried away. So we want 1 cup, and I'm just going to stick it in there and make it a little fast for today. There. I did put a couple orchids close because I could. There's a few in spike right now, and most of them are in their growing start of getting nice leaves. And okay, you want a good cup. There we are. There's a good cup. So I also put a little bit in a little dish with 1/4 cup of blueberries in the morning, and just a bit of that. Very good for you. Now, here's the other thing. If you can't eat dairy, I'm sorry, but you know what? I didn't think I could ever eat dairy. And I'm very careful what dairy. This and Gouda cheese or Swiss cheese. That's about, and butter now, I can eat a good butter, but I don't have milk or anymore. I used to have trouble. I don't have trouble with this. And it is good for your gut bacteria. So there's the other thing. So we're going to put a cup of, now I would probably lick this off, but you guys are watching and I'm just going to rinse it today because I might need this again. There we go. Just a quick rinse. Okay, I think I'll just put it there. I always have a cloth handy for my hands. Okay, and the last of the liquid ingredients is coconut water. Now I shook this. This is Vita coconut. Very good for you. Yes, it's got sugars in, so we're getting natural sugars. Nothing added to this. 1 cup of coconut water. After lots of research on all these things, the flours, the everything, this recipe was a long time being perfected. I used to do a bread recipe, which I had on this, and this is way better. Now, I don't make that bread recipe anymore, so this was years and years of research. So, while we do the dry ingredients, we're going to need something to put this on. Put just a mixer on and get this started mixing. So it just goes in there. There. There, we'll just let that go for a minute. Then I'll turn it on low for a minute. So then I always use this bowl, and now we're going to use the dry ingredients. So the first thing I do is I use flaxseed, and I always ground it. When I used to make my other bread, I used to put flaxseed in it, and I always grind it. And this is it's a Braun coffee grinder. It's all stained. Looks terrible, but I do clean it. It's years of use. So, we want 1/4 of a cup of flaxseed, and I always put the flaxseed in first because it's the hardest. And I did work in a health food store for many years ago, for about 5 years, and there was a lot of people that head nutritionists in there said this flaxseed has to be ground for you to absorb it, because a lot of people will just go right through them. It's just pretty powerful stuff, but great stuff. So 1/4 cup of flaxseed is out the way, and 1/4 cup, I have the black chia seeds. I did buy organic. I've quit eating so many things, and the things I do eat now, I eat a lot. You guys would be amazed. But the things I do eat now, I try to get good quality. There. So then, I'm just going to grind this. I usually use the thing over there, but you can see I shake it. Let's turn this. Turn this off for a minute. I shake it, and you can watch it. Grinding, grinding, grinding. And do it and make sure you got it all. You don't want whole flaxseed in there. I always shake it like this, and it keeps moving around. There we go. Okay. Woo! I'm going to show you the consistency. I'll come over there. I'll just dump some in here and you'll see the consistency. Okay, the consistency. I hope you're seeing this. I have this new light that Jack got me and I can't stare into it anymore but anyway, it's a very nice, it's all ground up. Make sure I got it all. There. Okay, so we've got ground flaxseed and a 1/4 cup and a ground chia. Now we're going to put in Teff flour. Teff flour, I buy the red mill. You get a small bag. Yes, it's expensive, but it's worth it. Do your research. Find out how nutritional this is. It is a tiny grain, primarily from Ethiopia, and it's gluten-free and very, very rich in iron, good for diabetes, very good. I'm going to put some references in the description so you can look it up yourself, because there is a lot. And I have looked it up, and there's very good things in it, and that's one of the reasons I'm using it. So I'm going to use a 1/4 cup. So even though you pay a lot more for this flour, it's worth it. It's your health. Just quit eating the other stuff. It's not much more than a large chocolate bar these days. And this is much better for you. So there we go. It's stone ground Teff flour. You can get it from wherever you want to get it from. 1/4 cup. And I like to have one ahead in my cupboard. I have a full one and then I never run out. So kind of how I do things. Now we're going to use a 1/3 of a cup of quinoa flour. I also have red mill, and yes, it's organic, and it's very nutritious and good for you. Do the searches on it. I did lots before I decided what I was using. So 1/3 of a cup. It lasts quite a while, just one little bag. And next is 3/4 a cup of buckwheat. Now I get my stone ground organic buckwheat from Enderby. You can get it from wherever you want. Yes, it's gluten-free. It's not related to wheat. So we want 3/4 of a cup. So I'm going to use my 1/4 measuring cup and do it 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Put that back over there. And it's amazing how simple this is. So we've got our flaxseed, our chia seed, our Teff flour, our quinoa, our buckwheat, and now we're just going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. This is also red mill. No particular reason. It's what I can get easily here. 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, and we need a teaspoon of salt. And I forgot to get that out. So we usually use red mint salt unless I'm just putting salt in my boiling egg water. Then I don't I don't, I just use household salt, which has all kinds of additives. So we want a teaspoon of salt. There we go. There. I thought I had everything out. Okay, now believe it or not, that is everything except I have a trick. If you want to do both a cinnamon one and a plain one, which I'm going to do today, actually works out good for me. So I'm just going to give this a stir. I don't eat sliced bread. This is the only bread I'm eating. Now, sometimes I buy, let me get the name because I want to be truthful. Sometimes I buy O'Do's bagels because Jack's having a hamburger and they're very thin. And I will use, even though I prefer my bread, I will toast this and use this as a hamburger bun. And where the hole is, I put a little piece of cheese. Just saying, just saying. Sandwiches, I do open faced, I toast and I do open face. But I try not to have them too often. The seeds on the top are not so great. Okay. We're just going to open that and we're just going to dump all that in just like that. So it might get noisy for a few minutes. And put it down. So what I'm going to do, I always get 9 muffins, and you saw what they look like. And I always use one of these portion scoops. 9 of these works perfect for the amount of batter in this recipe. This is a very good investment. It saves a lot of fuss. And the other thing I do is I have these rings. Now you could just drop them onto a pan and cook them. I haven't. I always use these rings, and I have 9 of them out on some parchment paper. Okay, I always kind of do this twice. Now I'm going to pull it up. I'm just going to go around with the spatula. And sometimes, you know, we always have breakfast, and then we have 2 coffees a day, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and dinner at 5, because Mom wants dinner at 5, because she's old and she's doing good, by the way. And breakfast starts early here because I have to go down and do Mom before I cook our breakfast and do whatever she needs that day. So I go down early, make sure she has her pills. We get up about 5:30. So usually I'm here making breakfast at 6. Yes, our days are long, but we're used to it. Go to bed about 10, quarter after 10. Okay. So I leave this here. I'm going to scoop 6 out with no raisins and cinnamon and ginger. So this is how it goes. It's full. 1. And you can use that portion. This is just perfect for doing these. 3. 4. add, for the last 3, I'm going to add a handful of raisins. I know I'm not measuring it. A handful of raisins. Add how many you think you want. It's your little bit of sugar plus other things too. So, then I'm going to add cinnamon. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1, and they're kind of heaping. They are a treat. Cinnamon is good for you. And I also like ginger. Now let me check. I think I was putting 1 teaspoon. It's on my, you wouldn't believe how many adjustments. Yeah, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. Ooh, I like them heaping. It's really nice toasted with butter on it. It's just really nice. Okay, now we're going to have to put this down and turn it on again for a few minutes. Turn it off. There we go. This bath comes off really good. Okay. Okay, we got 3 more, and I'm going to give it a little stir. The only one that's hard to, I need a drink of water, hold on a minute. There. The only one that's hard is the last one. It's not hard, but excuse me. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, we got 1. And 2. And the last one, we got a little bit extra. We'll just put it into the raisin ones. Not much extra. This is so close. If you follow it, it's very close. I think it's just, I had a couple big eggs. That's all the difference. But there's not much left in here, so we'll put a little extra in that one. And a little extra in that one. These ones will be nice and big. So sometimes in the morning I might have one of these half. I always have them. And sometimes at coffee time, if we've been busy, we feel like a snack. And Jack likes all his other sweets. This is what I have, and I have got so used to this, I'm not tempted. I know how good these are. Like, these are the best vitamin you're ever going to take. They are. I'm telling you, it turned me around. And I don't like to not, I like to have one a day, half in the morning and half in the evening. Sometimes at lunch, I make an open face sandwich and slice it into 3, toast it, and put whatever I'm having on my sandwich. But I hate to go without one. No, because really this will turn you around. Okay, the oven is at 375. I'll put them in for 25 minutes. And I'm setting the timer, 25. There we go. And I will get back to you when I'm taking it out the oven. So I'll be cleaning up and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Oops, we better put the light on. There we go. Okay, we're back. And I'm going to take them out of the oven. Oven off. And timer off. Okay, here they are. My scoop measurement is a 1/2 cup scoop. I did check with some water. So I usually leave this open a crack and let the heat, because the mornings are still cool, into the house. The orchids love it. So just for a few minutes, I'll leave this a crack. And the next step is I take them off. They're still in there. I don't take them out of the tin circles until they're cool. And then I take a knife and I just run them around the outside edge, and they are done. There's my 3 cinnamon ones. They are delicious. They are light and tender. Even with the cinnamon and the raisins, they're still good. And I'll show you a close-up of, this is the last ones. Whoops. This is a close-up of the last ones. They're tender. They don't flake. They're not hard or, oh, they are beautiful. The flavor is beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that. The other thing we do in the morning before we start our day is, after we've had breakfast, we all go into the patio and watch the Jesus Daily Devotional on YouTube. It saves my life. It has given me that peace you always hear about, you never really find, and it is so worthwhile. Bye for now.